Hey guys, what's up? Danny and Alex. In this video, you saw the slips. That's what we're going to talk about. Slipping to evade the straight punches. Okay, so here we go. Today we're going to talk about slipping to evade the jab and the straight right. Okay, so now there's many facets or many ways you can do your slipping. Okay, so basically the art of fighting or boxing is to hit and not get hit. So you have to know how to block, how to counter, but you also know how to move your head out of the way so you don't get tagged every time someone throws a punch in your face. Okay, so now there's many ways of slipping on a 45, in and out, towards the back and whatnot, but today we're going to talk about the easiest one, which is almost like you're a windshield wiper. Okay, so it's side-to-side slipping, or sometimes I like to say the metronome, okay, just like the needle on a metronome. So what Alex is going to be doing now is I'm going to have him train moving away and outside my left punch from here, and now away and outside my right punch from here. Now, I always want to make sure my fighter has a good stance when he practices evasions, okay, because without a good stance, you're going to be off-balanced if you don't have a proper base with your legs, okay? So the first thing is always making sure his front foot is pointing towards me, which is the opponent. Back foot on a 45. We can sometimes push off the ball of the foot and raise the heel off the ground slightly, okay? So have a little bit more speed and reaction to explode moving forward, for example. And then he always wants to make sure that if he's gonna move forward towards me, that there's always a chain wrapped around his ankle, so that way there he doesn't trip over, and there's also a stick in between his knees to make sure he always remains in a good stance. Now, once he has this, I want to have his rear hand protecting his chin, lead hand a little bit further out at the eyebrow level, okay? This is what I like to refer to as the staggered stance. The elbow is tucked in so that way there it doesn't get hit with that liver shot, and his chin is leaning towards his lead shoulder like this, okay? So that way there's protecting his chin against overhands, and this one is going to parry the straight right if it comes inside the middle, right? Once we have this determined, now it's time to always ensure we can move, okay? So now we know how to punch. We have to be able to move our head left to right, okay? So now I'm going to throw the straight jab. He moves towards the outside. Notice how he just leans towards this side, but he has to spring back into the motion to come back to center line, okay? So that's the slip right here. Now on the right hand, he's moving out. And basically, he's just moving just enough to let the punch glide beside his face. It's almost like sometimes the boxing glove will even phase or graze your skin, okay, like this. So it's just enough so it moves out of the way. If you move too out, what's going to happen is you'll be off balance. Where the head goes, the body will have to follow, and he's going to have to re-step his feet. The basics of the metronome type of slip side to side is to ensure you can move your head out of the way without having to move your feet, okay? So now, when I practice this, I always want to make sure I'm here. So I want to go side to side, and I want to make sure that my hands follow my face. I don't want to move my head away from my hands. I want my hands to come with my face. So I'm always protecting myself at all times. Now imagine you want to dip your elbows towards your hip bones. Every time I go here, this is a good way to remember that now only my torso is going to move side to side. Okay, so whether I have a staggered stance here, most European boxing fighters are going to have this type of stance, a little bit more square. And sometimes people will have more tucked in, like a peekaboo style, okay? So it doesn't really matter which style you like to adopt, but if you slip, notice my upper body is moving side to side off center line, so 12 o'clock is right in the middle, and I'm going towards 3 and 9 o'clock, okay? So my legs are gonna stay static, and now he's gonna make me miss, and on this side, make me miss, okay? So this is a good way to practice your head movement when you're starting out, okay? The side-to-side slip. Now, you can chain this with throwing a jab, and now practicing the slip right after. Again, right after. So jab for jab, this will happen a lot. And the same thing on a straight right, boom, and I do the same, and then straight right, and one more time here, okay? And then you can go 1, 2, and then slip, slip, and 1, 2, and slip, and slip, okay? This is a good way to practice how to move, how to retain your balance, how to understand where you're at all times, so that way there you can make some effective misses, and then you make the opponent pay with your counters. All right, guys, so there you go. Slipping side to side to evade the straight punches, also known as the metronome. I hope you enjoyed this type of content. Leave us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't so already. Until next time.
See you guys in the next video.
Take care.